Hi, this is John Thorson, head at Jerusalem Psychotherapist. This week's Torah and Psychology post is going to take certain parts of this week's Parsha, of Parshas Bereishis, and see what we can learn from this to reflect on the past week, almost a week, of the war that is going on. It's continuing in Eretz Yisrael, in Israel. And I think this is a opportunity for us as we start the Torah again and we learn Parshas Bereishis. It's always an opportunity to learn new things and to take on new lessons and messages that can give us strength and guidance. And I think we need as much strength and as much guidance that we can get as possible. So I hope this post this week can be beneficial for us, beneficial for Am Yisrael. And let's see what we can learn out from it on a psychological perspective. So first of all, there's two events I want to focus on in this week's parsha. One is the creation of man, and the second is the murder, the death, where Cain kills Hevel. And we'll see what we can learn out from this for us and how it relates to our current situation. So firstly, for the creation of man, there's the pasuk where HaKadosh Baruch Hu went to the Malachim and said, "Na'aseh Adam," let's make man, which was basically, it seems like HaKadosh Baruch Hu was consulting with the Malachim in terms of the creation of man. And Rashi comments saying that in Shamayim there were the Malachim, and the Malachim were these beings that had godly status, in a sense, a certain elevated holiness to them. They were similar to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And what Rashi explains that therefore, just as there were these Malachim in Shamayim, there needs to be also on earth a certain creation that had a holiness and a godliness that was similar to HaKadosh Baruch Hu as well, and that was the creation of man. And the second event, as we said, is Cain and Hevel, where we have the famous pasuk as well, where HaKadosh Baruch Hu comes to Cain after killing Hevel and says, "Where is your brother?" And the famous pasuk and the response of Cain is when he says, am I my brother's keeper?" And I want to take these two events and see how it relates, how it can give us guidance and strength for the current situation that we are in. So in terms of the creation of man, that man has a certain godly status, that they have a certain holiness, and in a sense there's a parallel between the Malachim and man. But importantly, we need to say, and we need to make the distinction and say that even though man was created in the likeness, B'Tselem Elokim, in the likeness of Hashem, we are still human. We are not angels. We are not Malachim. We are still human. And with that, we have the whole gamut of human emotions and the human experience and the human existence, which means that we have a whole range of emotions that make up our human existence and the nature of our existence. So certainly, we have different events and different situations in our life, and we have different experiences and emotions. And certainly, at this very moment, when we have such a tragic and such a traumatic event with the war that is going on at the moment in Eretz Yisrael, there's a whole range of emotions, from shock, sadness, the trauma, the depression, the anxiety, the horror, the anger. There's a whole range of emotions that people will be experiencing, and perhaps they will be experiencing all of them at the same time. And it can be very confusing, and it can be very overwhelming as well. To have so many emotions, to be overwhelmed by the nature of our human existence and by the nature of our emotions, which in such an event is not really under our control. These emotions, they happen, and it's an outpouring, and it's in some way it's not under our control, and this can in some way can be just as terrifying as the trauma itself, but just the sense of hopelessness and the lack of control that the person can experience at this moment is frightening. And that's why a person needs all the support that they can get. They need to share their experiences and share their emotions with other people, that they can gain support from other people as well. That the load and the burden, the cognitive and the emotional burden that a person experiences at this time can be shared and can be alleviated through the help of other people as well, whether it's family, whether it's friends, whether it's through therapy as well, and the community in general as well, coming together and helping each other. In a way, it helps to reduce the power, the intensity of these emotions. And this is the idea that even though we have this the godliness and the likeness to Hashem, we have to understand as well that we are still human. But what makes us godly? What makes us, in a sense, connect with this holiness of HaKadosh Baruch Hu? It's, first of all, each person was created. Hashem created man, but each man is unique in their own way, has a certain special quality, has an ability in their own way to connect to HaKadosh Baruch Hu and connect to holiness and to connect to their greater, we could say greater power, but to their greater quality and their contribution to the world as well. And this is done through the acts and through the mitzvahs and through the ma'asim tovim, through the good deeds, and through trying as well as possible to contribute through the special qualities and talents that we have, connecting with our own personality and our own unique quality. We bring that out and we express it in this world. That is how we connect to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and that is how we connect to the holiness that Hashem has given to us in our creation. And I think that is what we have seen in the past few days. Since the war started, we see every person in their own individual way trying to find a way to contribute, trying to find a way to help, and the outpouring of concern and of chesed has been unbelievable. You can see everybody's trying to find their own way to help, whether it's through davening, whether it's through tehillim, whether it's through tzedakah, whether it's through contributing, whether it's manpower of trying to help other families who are struggling at the moment, or whose husband has been called up, whether it's been, you can see all the donations given to the army, the food, the clothing. There's been such a huge amount of chesed, and this is what Am Yisrael stands for. This is the holiness of each individual person, and also the achdus of the Bnei Yisrael coming together and connecting with the unique quality of each individual person as being the creation of man, and also as a whole of being Am Yisrael. And if we go to the event of Cain and Hevel, with the pasuk where Cain said, "Am I my brother's keeper?" I think there isn't much more that we can say, except the answer for us is yes. We are our brother's keeper. Everybody is trying together to look after to care for their brothers and their sisters, to care for each other, to support each other, to look after each other, and be concerned for the welfare, and both on a physical level, on an emotional level, on a spiritual level. We are our brother's keeper. And I think these are the messages that we can take out from this week's Parashat Bereishis, and it gives us chizuk, and hopefully gives us the support that we need on the individual level to be able to cope with this situation and to come out through it stronger. Hopefully we'll see an end to this war very soon. Have a great Shabbos and keep well.